Today's video is different, and not because I'm not wearing a full sleeved shirt. It's not because the market is down, but this video is different because I can tell the market is struggling. You're probably struggling, and you don't likely realize what is happening right now. What is happening right now is a complete fabrication. It is designed to scare you. It's designed to make you want to sell all your bags, get out of crypto, and never come back until the market starts pumping and the whales can dump on you. Believe you me, the market is far from being over, and today I'm going to give you some evidence of that. I'm going to try to instill a sense of hope, a beacon of light for you all, especially for those who are struggling the most right now. Now, before I get into it, guys, do not forget, if you find yourself enjoying today's video or you learn something new, hit the like button and subscribe, importantly, so you can achieve all your crypto goals for the bull run. So what prompted me to make this video was the recent crash the market had overnight, and I kind of saw a lot on Twitter. And that's the main reason why I wanted to address this. A lot of people just screaming for a Bitcoin to hit 40K. Some people even having the gall to say 18K. Some people saying the bull market's already happened and what happens from here is a new cycle. It's a new bear market. Guess what? We've heard this before. Every single cycle, as a matter of fact, okay? This is why influencers are such, I guess, a detriment to themselves, because they just kind of latch on to whatever seems to be happening with Bitcoin and then therefore altcoins, and they run with it, okay? Because obviously that's what gets clicks. And I understand I'm a part of the game as well, but ultimately it affects you. As long as you can recognize that, you should be all well said and done. So this tweet over here from Robert Kiyosaki, by the way, I like Robert. He's got mixed emotion from many people. Okay, fair enough, but I still like the guy. He's calling over here for a recession to happen and all the rest of it, okay? This would have scared a fair bit of people. 2,000 likes, right? Almost 200,000 views on this post individually. But he's been saying this way back since 2011, okay? He's been saying this for a very, very long time. It will come. I have dates in mind, and those in the private community, of course, will know these dates because I do talk about it in my vlogs over there. But all you have to be concerned with, all you have to remember right now is this is completely normal. If you apply some logic to this, okay, hear me out, right? If you think about it, as a whale, as a market mover, market maker, whatever, as someone who controls the market in these little secret Illuminati hidden groups, okay, they're out there, believe you me, okay, and you're trying to make the most money, these VCs especially, right? What is the best thing for you to do? It's to shake out all the weak hands so they don't make the multiple, so they don't sell on you. You buy in, right? So this reaccumulation phase is happening right now, which is what happens, okay? And then guess what? All right, you make your multiples, retail buys in when you sell and you're out of the market, you are happy. It is how it works. It's how the rich stay rich and the poor, the people who don't know any better, stay poor. You're in luck because, again, we're going to address this as it comes out. Now, look, these guys know that we know all the tricks. As more people come into the market, as more influencers pop up with the brain switched on and, actually tell you guys facts for facts, like House of Crypto. I watched this video from Peter today. By the way, make sure you subscribe to him, because this video, I couldn't applaud more, right? He's pretty much saying very similar things to what I'm saying here. Obviously, I'm not trying to make a similar video, but he does touch on all of these things in a different way as well. Okay, they're designed and they're trying to make you sell when they are buying, all right? They have to pull the market down. They have to get rid of the weak hands. They have to get rid of the people who will likely challenge them making their money. Crypto is truly a get-rich-quick scheme for these guys who have millions and billions to play around with. And again, this is actually what we found before, right? In this red zone down here, I better move my camera down a bit so you can see. I mean, over here, this was back in, late last year. But, have a look at the gains we made since. This is likely, again, nothing is ever confirmed, by the way. Anything can happen. It's crypto for starters, and it is a market in general. So any swooth of good or bad news will completely flip this on its head. But in saying that, again, look at this accumulation phase over here. Look at what it was like way back then. And even more recently over here. Okay, not as long, of course, but again, these guys know that we know their tricks. These guys literally need to convince you it's over. Okay, this is why it's important for you to kind of assess your risk. If you have too much money in the market right now and you are above water, it might make a little bit of sense to go out, touch some grass, talk with some friends and family, get out of your mind for a second. I know, believe you me, I'm going through it myself a little bit right now. It's just so much happening. And then come back in maybe after a few days and reassess your position. Should you look to de-risk? Okay, because again, anything can still happen, but you don't, in my personal opinion, non-financial advice, want to be so far out of the market, you'll be buying back in at prices 2, 3, 4x from here, and then you end up trying to get your 10x out of the market still, right? We all want a nice 10x at least, and then you end up, basically being liquidity for some of these whales, or basically holding your tokens for infinity and beyond. And again, right now, we're at literally fine levels. Where we are right now, things are running on track. Like, these emotions might be high, and again, all these negative emotions are then propagated by influencers, unfortunately. Some of these guys obviously are just, it's the truth. Like, yeah, people are feeling down, so you can't really blame them. But again, remember, this is like completely normal. Every single time we look at the previous all-time high from each cycle, as far back as we possibly can, we pretty much consolidate. Again, just the whales game needs to increase. The whales need to convince you it's different. And until retail is truly convinced and people are like, that's it, I'm getting out, they flip the switch. That's when they turn the boosters on, which is part of the thing that Peter talks about in this particular clip right here. Okay, he talks about literally them pushing us down to levels that it's like, okay, now most of the market's convinced it's over, they sell, and then they turn the boosters on, and then we go up, and everyone's like, well, how didn't I get rich this crypto bull run? What happened? Okay, so de-risking is important. Looking at your exit levels is so important to do right now. I can't stress it enough. That's why I made this sheet. This will save you hundreds of hours, of course, in the private community. Go down there if you want to save time and do this now. Don't have to use my sheet. Don't have to use any of the products I've made for your benefit. You don't have to. Go and do this yourself, but make sure you do it. Make sure you please track this sort of stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're all enjoying the video so far, but I'm interrupting your viewing experience with a word from Balex, this video sponsor who wants to show you more about what they've built and how you might want to get involved. You may remember me telling you about their recent breakthroughs in smart contracts on their privacy-focused network that allows for dApps to be built. So let's take a look at what they've been building so far. With so much concern in crypto around the area of communication, Balex has brought the solution with BChat. Now, BChat is actually available on Android and iOS as well as your desktop, which allows you to private message anyway with end-to-end encryption. There is literally no personal info needed. Say goodbye to worrying about wallet addresses with BNS. If you're familiar with ENS, well, BNS is the Balex privacy-enabled version of domain services, simply sending and receiving tokens, host websites, and chat on BChat with the ease of BNS. You may also want to improve your security with what is called Balnet, a decentralized privacy-enabled VPN service that allows you to browse without worry of your activity being used or attacked and provides you with an additional layer of security while browsing the web. And since Balex is a DPIN protocol, their VPN uses an onion routing protocol to secure your connection. So it could be a lot better than those competitors on the market. They're also currently working on their latest application, the Balex browser, which will be able to ditch the big browsers and traverse the interwebs with privacy instead. So you can say goodbye to the cookie monster because there will be no more cookies or even ads for that matter. This is all built into their browser, so there are many levels of security with the use of any Balex product, with even access to geo-blocked websites coming shortly. And that will wrap today's sneak peek into the world of Balex. They're building some really awesome solutions over there to bring privacy to you and the cryptoverse in general. A huge thanks to Balex for sponsoring today's video, and let's get back into it. Now, what's to come in the bull run? Well, of course, some big gains. We look at the banana zone, right, where Paul has touched on many times. This sort of period in the cycle, we will and has typically seen like literally exponential gains, almost vertical gains, okay? And this is still to come. I still do believe myself. It's just, again, whales manipulating things right now, but we also have to look into the right areas of crypto, okay? Because if you're buying altcoins now, that's a good thing, by the way, again, non-financial advice, but you don't want to be buying altcoins in what I believe to be subpar narratives, areas that won't attract much money. All of them, every sort of area narrative will attract some degree of money, but you want to find the ones that have been tracking well so far and will continue to track well, not just in this bull run, but think about the next bull run as well, guys. If something were to happen, we like to descale risk on this channel, right? To remove as much risk as possible because it is crypto, then what you want to consider in this case is areas like AI, interoperability, gaming, right? Layer 2s even, real-world assets, of course, that will be good in the next bull run as well. So if something were to happen to you, God forbid, you're going to be fine. Okay, that's what we're trying to do here. Now, like I show you, interoperability, gaming, AI, DPIN, modularity, layer 1s, particularly Web3 layer 1s like Near Protocol, Solana, and so on. Layer 2s, data availability, tokenization, meme coins, and all the rest of it. Now, again, the only narratives I would say to be careful of will be the ones ranked 6th down to 4. These ones here can still do well. Anything is possible, but you don't really want to be taking that chance. In my personal opinion, everyone's of course different. Now, I kind of want to touch on the reasons why, okay? Well, first of all, let's talk about 2 or 3 of these. So tokenization, right, with BlackRock's $10 trillion tokenization vision over here. I mean, BlackRock's doing a lot for crypto, particularly tokenization right now, which is of course why some of these big players like Ondo Finance are doing really, really well, and why I picked up some of the token recently, okay? Not to mention as well, places like Fortune Business Insights, Statistica, and so on, they've predicted a lot of CAGR, or compounded annual growth, for this particular area. And also AI is pretty much one you can count on as well. This very much so reminds me of the .com boom in the traditional stock markets. $15.7 trillion potentially coming from the AI market in 2030, at least predicted from PwC. PwC, well, these guys know what they're talking about, right? Also, NVIDIA earnings report is continuing to go up and up and up. This last report was up by 29%. And again, you can see here it's only increasing quarter on quarter, which is just crazy to think about. It did lose its spot as a number 1, I believe. It's down to number 3, I think, right now on the top companies by market capitalization, but it's only going to take another resurgence for that to kind of blow off the top again, I feel. Also, DePIN and AI. So again, touching on DePIN here and kind of merging these 2 narratives, I think is very important. A project hitting DePIN and AI, like with AI agents, for example, to some degree, ASI, the artificial superintelligence, is a great example of a project incorporating multiple of these powerful narratives that we've seen do very well this bull run, okay? Facts are facts, right? Whether you like it or not. We also have modularity being a massive part of the bull run. Modularity actually spawns multiple different narratives as well. One of such, of course, is layer 2s, layer 3s, and data availability, which is why you need to do a little bit of research into modularity, okay? So I've kind of touched on this over here as a 10 out of 10 narrative, but again, it spawns layer 2s, data availability, and also layer 3s or app chains. So very, very powerful. Things like the AG layer on Polygon, I think it's Arbitrum Orbit is a layer 3 as well. The Optimism Superchain, these are layer 3 networks that work together underneath the overlying layer 2s as well. And finally, I will say things like data availability. So Near Protocol is kind of working with EigenLayer to create some sort of data availability service called Nuffle. This looks quite interesting. I might actually make a video on this very soon as well. So there's some big stuff happening in these areas. You just have to be ready for it. A lot of projects are launching right now, and that's a very good sign to me, at least, okay? Now, like Peter mentioned in his video, like I made a video, a few days ago touching on VCs, there is a lot of, I guess, concern around VCs in the crypto space. What you have to understand about VCs, guys, is that there is actually no negative for them to get into a project if the vesting schedule is beneficial for us. So a lot of these new projects may launch at high valuations, come soaring down, then that gives us a great entry level to get into. Then we can, of course, sell hopefully in the next 12 to 15 months before they get any sort of large sum of their own token. So look for projects with high quality VCs, not just high quality VCs, of course, but multiple high quality VCs. Again, this is something that we do track over in the bull run cheat sheet in the private community. So you know what their holdings are over here, for example, like with CMS Holdings, we've got links to it all, and as well as tracking their website, okay, for any sort of updates relating to the quality of the VC itself. So you know what you're looking for, basically, right? That will do today's video. Thank you all for watching. Stay strong, right? As I said earlier on, I kind of touched on getting outside, touching grass, friends, family. Get your mind out of crypto for a little bit. I know it sounds so trivial. I know it sounds so like typical, like, go outside. Yeah, cool, we get it. But seriously, I'm finding myself at least getting caught up in my own mind with things relating to crypto a lot. And here I am preaching to you, right? It's because I've had to go do that myself. Take a breather and come back. Trust me, it works. Take good care. Let's hope we make some good money in the next 12 months. I'm confident. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.